Hello and welcome. This is Ruth, and today I'm going to be making a little baby card. And I bought the gift yesterday, and I thought I would like to make a little card that goes along with this, sort of to tie in with the colours and the textures and whatnot. I don't know if you like to do that or not, but if you do, you can watch along. I'm also going to make this card a double floating pop-up card. It's not very difficult at all. It's actually very easy. But let me know down in the comments below if you like to make your gifts and cards match as well. I'm interested to know that in case I'm just the only one that does that. Anyhow, here's the little gift. It's a beautiful little top with a little bunny on it. And as you can see, this is what really inspired me here. The little bunny, there's little leggings to go with it with beautiful florals and a little bunny and in different places on there as well, teddy bears and whatnot. And then I bought a beautiful little cardigan to go along with it. And look at that. Isn't that so sweet? Lovely little cardigan, and it has beautiful texture on it as well. So I have gone through my stash and I have picked out what I think is some really, really beautiful stuff. Now it's older, and obviously I'm not expecting you to buy a gift like this and make a card the same as this. I just want to inspire you to see if you could go through your stash and see if you've got something that you would like to make. I've even got a little bit of lace to match this as well, here and here, and I'm going to look for a little bit of ribbon. But I'm going to show you what I've got. First of all, I always like to make my card white. I've tried in the past to make the background ivory or cream, and I just think that white looks cleaner in the long run. So I've started off with a card base here that was measuring 14.5 this way by 29 this way. And I have scored it here at 7.2 centimetres in. So that brings it into the double, into the middle there in a little gatefold orientation. And I have burnished down there really, really well. Now I had an embossing folder, and I thought the texture's not the same, but look at that. Isn't that lovely? And it sort of ties in with that. And some lovely pink card. And I've cut that a 1/4 centimetre sort of all around here. So it's 1/2 centimetre smaller than the inside of the card. And then this is 1/2 centimetre smaller width and height as well. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. And then I've made myself some panels for down the side here. So they're going to go on here and here and here and here. And if this is 2.5 by 14.5, did I say? This is 14 by 6.75. And then this is 6.25 by 13.5. Now that's just a little bit hard to keep in my mind when I'm thinking about so many things. Yes, that's right. So I've got 4 of these panels to make because I'm going to put this down here and then one here and here and here and decorate all of that up before we actually add the little mechanism. But what do you think? Do you think we could make something really nice? I would really like it if you could subscribe if you haven't already done that, and hit that like and hype, and please leave me a little comment because that would really help. And I'm so, so grateful to everybody who's been watching all these videos since I came back again. I really, really appreciate it. And it really helps if you do actually not only watch, but hit those buttons as well, because it's been a long time. I'm kind of out of the algorithm, out of the way of things, and that really helps. So thank you for all of that. If you have any suggestions as well for other things you would like to see, you can let me know about that as well. But in the meantime, I'm just going to put some music on in the background for you and go ahead and decorate all these panels. Now I've got all of those pieces onto the actual card base, and I need to make the little mechanism to do the pop-up part. So I've cut 2 strips of white card here. These are actually 300 GSM, so quite strong, and they are 16 centimetres long by 3 centimetres this way. And as I say, you need 2 of them, so one's for each part of the pop-up. And you're going to score this at 3 centimetres in from this end, 3, 11 and 14. Both of them will be scored at 3 centimetres, 11 and 14. One is going to go around this way then. And you can see here, I've just made a little guideline. It's a little mark, and that's just at 2 centimeters in from this end here. So it's actually 5 centimeters in from here and 5 here. And then I've got squares made here that are going to go on top of this. And I've just written the measurements down. So the squares are, the white one is 7 centimeters square, the pink one is 6.5, and the cream one is 6 centimeters square. And again, I've layered those on top of each other, and I've got them right here. So I'm going to put glue on this area here, just across there, and then attach this on here. So you'll want that to go right up to that little mark and on there, and in the center as well there. So we're going to put glue on the 3 centimeter part here, just like that. Set that down right at the fold there and line that up with the top, just like that, so that all of this is level. Yep. And that is level with the joint there at the fold, and then just fold that over, and that brings it up like this. Okay, now I need to let that be just for a moment or two until my glue is properly connected before I carry on. Okay, there we are. And then we're going to connect this piece. Once you're happy that the glue has dried here properly, go back to this part and fold over the little 2 centimeter flap and put glue on there. Keep it folded in like that, and then just fold it over like that and flat down there. And that's it. So it should look like this. And then, as you can see, when the card's opened and closed, that's what it does. And we can just do exactly the same thing down here. So that's my little 2 centimeter guideline, 2 centimeters from that fold. I'm going to put glue right along there. Add this on top, like that. Glue on the 3 centimeter part. So go ahead then and set this down and line that up with the fold and this up with the bottom of the card, and just fold that over. And then we'll do the same over here. Fold this over, fold that back. I should have rubbed that off, shouldn't I? Do you know what? I'll do that first. And there you have it, a little gatefold card, and it opens up like that. And you can see that from both sides there. Isn't that really, really nice and so, so easy? Now for another little fun twist to this one. I'm going to add some baby themed dies and sentiments and whatnot on the inside there, but on the outside I'm going to make a little belly band, and then I'm going to add a little bunny rabbit to match the one on the little top that I bought. So this is where I went a little bit rogue, and I'm not expecting you to have exactly what I've got here. All I want to do is kind of inspire you to use and some of the things you've already got in more creative ways. So don't forget, if you're enjoying it, give me a little like just at the moment, and you can let me know, is this the kind of thing that you would really do? Have a look through the die sets that you've got, and I don't expect you to have the same ones as I have. As I say, these have been on my desk for quite a while, but I've gone back here and I have found a Spellbinders die. It's the die of the month for February 25, and there were 2 Easter eggs there in it, and I have cut out the larger one in some floral paper. This is going to be the little dress for the bunny. Okay, yes, let me know if you think my head's gone completely. That's what that's going to be. And then I cut out the smaller Easter egg in white card because I didn't have sort of bunny coloured card, and I've cut that out in white, and that's going to go on here at the top. You can see my little very, very rough prototype there. I'll just zoom in a little bit. So you can see next then that I've got the ears, and well, this is just a plain ordinary oval die that I found inside this tonic die set, which is Delightful Sweet treats van, and it's the one that goes around the little sentiment that goes on the top of the van. And I've cut that out in white. Again, I'm going to colour that. I didn't have the right colour. I have found an old Pro marker. It's colour tan. It looks really good with that, and I'm going to colour these pieces in with that. I've die cut these two little pieces with this die, and that's actually from the Tonic Seasonal Friends Treat Box die set. It's one of the parts for that you can use for just decorating something that's in there. And again, I'm just going to put that straight back in so that I don't lose it. So that's the little arms. And then, as with any of these pieces, because look, they're so simple, you could just draw that. So I have got these ones die cut, but I have just hand cut two little feet, and I'm just going to even that off a little bit, and I'm going to attach those on there. I've got my little bit of lace, and then I'm going to draw this as well. I can see on the little top it's in black, and I know I don't need to be just as pedantic as that, but I think I'll do it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead first of all and colour these little pieces in. So that's the ears, the feet, the face, and the arms. Now I'm just going to assemble it, and I've cut the large oval in half there, and that's the ears. I know it doesn't look just too good at the end, but you're not going to see that because they're going to be tucked in behind there. Do you know, I just love this bit. I just love the creativity of just having free rein to enjoy it. So let's see. There's the little body, and you can watch along while I just play here. I've cut a strip of card which is 5 centimetres deep. You can make it whatever sort of depth you like, and it's the full length of an A4 sheet of card. And I just set this card in on top of it there, and then folded it over. And you can see it doesn't actually meet there because this card's quite thick now. It's quite chunky, very, very solid. And I've actually made two little score lines down to give a little bit of depth on there because I don't want this to be so tight when it goes on that it doesn't slide off and on. So I've got it here with some pink on. You can see what that looks like now. I'm really, really pleased with this. Really, really love it. And I'm actually really enjoying the process, which hasn't happened for a wee while. So I'm happy about all of that. So there we are. We've got our card almost ready. Then I have taken oval dies and I have cut a pink layer and a cream layer, and I've embossed the cream layer. Don't forget, if you are going to emboss something that you die cut first and then emboss. If you do it the other way around, you're definitely going to, well, it won't look right because you'll flatten the embossing on it. So now I'm going to put some glue on here. This is going to go on there. So let's see, probably right across here would be better. And pop that right on there and just make sure you get it, well, as close as you can to even on both sides and here as well. And in comes little Bunny. Oh, isn't she so cute? Do you actually like this, or is it just me? This is what I really, really enjoy about being creative with things that you've got and making different things with them that they weren't ever intended to make. That's why sometimes whenever I was making tutorials on die sets, I used to get carried away and never know when to stop because, well, there's so many different things that you can do once you see a die set, once you have it in your hand. Now, let's just pop this on here and make sure it slides off and on easily before that glue set. Oh, yes. Yes. Isn't that beautiful? Right. Now I'm going to get some sets that I've got again, and I'm going to add some elements onto here. And I think on this one, I am going to add a little piece onto the back of it here because we're going to write on the back and not on the front whenever I send that card. I've gone ahead and finished the card. And you can see there, I've just gone through some die sets that I had and lifted bits and pieces out that I thought would suit. So I've got It's a Girl, and if you look closely, you can see that I have offset that with some pale pink in behind. And then this one's a little rattle, and I've just paper pieced that. And then I put some little flowers here. And I did really like that green because it just sort of lifts that all a bit. It was getting just a bit too pink and cream for my liking. And the green, there was some green on here. So I have actually put some on the belly band as well. And I've used these little flowers on here too, and a little bow on the little rabbit's head. So I absolutely love that card. I resisted the temptation to put anything else in the front because it's quite busy with the belly band on the front of it, and I didn't want to put anything else on. I thought that's really, really nice. And look, isn't that so cute? Now, I don't know. Do you actually really like that? I absolutely love it, but I just wondered if everybody else likes that kind of thing. And just a little thought while I'm here. Quite a while ago, I went through a phase of trying to come up with a lot of creative ideas for using different punches that you might have, or even just simple drawn circles or ovals and things like that. And you can certainly make lots and lots of things with them. So this is just a little taster of that. And if you would fancy something like that, I just might make a video of that sometime too and give you a few ideas for really, really simple shapes that can be turned into something really nice like that. So as I said, I have kept the back clear. I'm going to put a little die cut oval on the back and write on there because I just thought that when you take that off and display the card, I don't really want any writing to be visible there. So I'm going to put it on the back. Well, is there anybody still here? Is there anybody still watching to the end? If so, thank you very, very much. And please don't forget to subscribe, like, hype, comment, and anything you can that helps the channel along a little bit. I've been away for a while, and I really appreciate everybody who's come back and watching. I really hope you enjoyed that. I was so enthusiastic about it. I really, really loved it, and I hope that you love it too. Don't forget to let me know and give me a few little suggestions down below in the comments. I always look forward to hearing from you. I've still got lots of comments to get through to reply to. I have read them all. I do want to reply. I'm doing them in batches, and thank you so, so much because they mean the world to me. But in the meantime, happy crafting. Bye bye.